Alright guys, welcome to a new YouTube video. Today, Friday the 21st of February, I played two online games. And yeah, let's have a look. What happened? Oh, my cat just woke up. So you might hear her meowing again in a minute. Anyway, let's have a look. First game I played with the black pieces and well actually both games played with black. Uh, yep, so just bringing out the e-pawn and challenging the same. And both games started actually quite the same. Hello, Push. In the same manner. Um, Hang on, 1 second, guys. My cat just woke up from a big nap since this morning, so she wants some attention. So she's sitting on my lap now. Anyway, you're not here for my cat, you're here for chess. And so, yeah, just quickly to calculate. This I thought was going to bring out the pawn potentially. So I kind of wondered whether I'd bring out a bishop for an extra defender or just bring out my knight, attacking this pawn, preventing him to push his pawn over here. I think both are good. I just did this. Yeah, best move according to the computer, the engine. So he didn't bring it out two squares, but one square. Maybe out the bishop being attacked, moving back. Obviously, I know when he's pushing this pawn, I'm having to create some space for my bishop to retreat to, otherwise it's stuck. Yeah, so we're just developing now. Obviously, he's eyeing at this square. It's not a checkmate, but it'd be a check. I'd be losing castling rights. And I did know that if I castle, he's probably going to bring out his knight. But I thought, let's take care of it when it happens. And I knew I can just bring out my queen. And if he wants, we can have a big trade. It's equal in points. It'd just be a bishop and a knight and a queen for a rook, a pawn, and a queen, which is fair by me, apparently, according to some guys who I follow, some streamers who are like more like 2000 plus level on chess.com. They all say it's a good trade. In the middle game anyway, a bishop and a knight for a rook and a pawn. So I was happy with this trade. So now we're going into the middle game, nearing the end game. Oh, I had some tactics here. Why is that? Okay, bear with me. This is not what happened, but this is a tactic. I didn't see it. Okay, hang on. So what if I would have captured this pawn? Why can he not capture me? What's going on here? Ah, yeah, I see. Because then I'd bring my bishop out, and there's no way to defend this rook. Actually, there is. What's going on? D4, D4, D4. Oh, hang on, sorry. I've moved the wrong bishop. This bishop I wanted to move because then his rook is trapped and he can defend it by with the knight, but then I'll just grab the knight. Okay, yeah, good stuff. I didn't see that. Something to keep. I'm still working on my tactics, doing puzzles 20 minutes a day and following the woodpecker method. I'm in the second week, nearly in the third week of the first section. So I'm working on improving my tactics. I didn't see this one. So just shuffling our stuff around. And I knew then that this would be winning a pawn. Because obviously I take this pawn. Well, if he would have recaptured here, then I wouldn't have won a pawn. But he kept it with his rook. so I won a pawn. But not straight away, because I was first wanted to defend this one. This isn't going away because he cannot defend it here or here. And his rook is too far to join the party, and his bishop is in the wrong. Oh, the bishop is also too far away. So he stepped out, attacking my bishop, but I was going to plan to capture this pawn anyway. And now I realized that his rook is trapped. So there you go, trapped his rook. But it's a trade, a rook for a bishop, which is obviously good for me. So I'm now up 3 points, 2 points for the bishop and rook versus rook and 1 pawn. Oh yeah, I was thinking of ways to get into an endgame. I was thinking I could grab this pawn, but obviously it's defended. So anyway, this is just moving stuff around and getting rid of some stuff on the board. I obviously did see he was going to push this pawn, but I also knew that if he would have, once he pushes it to here, I can give it a check and grab the pawn. So this was just like a prophylactic move. I wanted to somehow, I was thinking about, can I get, how can I start pushing this pawn? Get rid of this pawn and start pushing it. But first this, so check, capturing the pawn, and he wasn't quite sure where he was going. I mean, he can, maybe I thought like he brings his rook here, create a threat. So I thought like, okay, let's get rid of the knight. And he went back, because I think that's where he came from. Yep. And obviously I was happy to trade because I was up in material. First I thought, let's give a check, because my knight wasn't doing there anything anyway, and it's protected. So I thought like just get rid of some pawns, and I couldn't see a straight threat straight away. Yes, he can move away with the knight, but then and maybe come in with his bishop at a certain point. But then I thought just to push the pawn and we're safe. So first we'll trade off some pawns, and then I thought, let's get rid of this knight. Let's change knights, and he didn't wanna. So first get rid of that, then change knights. And now I did obviously see there's like a fork pattern here, but it's now defended, and I couldn't find a easy way to get rid of it. Yeah, so I'm up, but still struggling to find a way to finish it. So I thought like, let's attack the bishop, but he obviously took. Then I thought, let's go grab either this pawn or that pawn. And so this was a quite clever trick, but it was defendable, because obviously now he's attacking me, also attacking the rook, the knight, which is the pawn is pinned to the king, so I cannot recapture, and obviously I cannot bring my rook back here. This was a bit tricky, so I gave a check. I knew he couldn't go here. He obviously could have gone here, and then I would have been in a bit of trouble, I think, because I'd have to defend my knight somehow. Yeah, so this was a bit tricky. He stepped out for me in the good direction. G2, G2. I wanted to go here. Okay. So this gave me the opportunity to get out of this nasty situation, and gave a check. And here I missed a tactic. So if you're wanting to check your tactics, pause the video and see if you can find a nice tactic here. I think it's quite difficult to find. But yeah, just pause the video and see if you can find it. Okay, if you're back, you found it, great stuff. If you still haven't found it, one little tip, there's a tactic here to win a rook. So maybe you want to pause the video again to see if you can find it with that information. Okay, so what I should have done, I didn't see it. I mean, it's a bit too far from my way of thinking. Give a check. Looks like you're sacrificing the knight. That was my first idea, but it isn't, because if you do that, it's a mate in 2, I believe. Yeah, it's check, checkmate. So, but I didn't see that. So you can't capture your knight, and the knight can go here. But that's also, that's even checkmate in 1, I think. Yeah, this is checkmate in 1. So you can't go there. He can't go here, can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. So he has to block with his bishop, with his rook, excuse me. I keep mixing those things up. Even though I know what they are, I still sometimes... And you can obviously grab it with your bishop, but then it's like a bishop for a knight, and that might also still be hanging. So this is the way to grab your rook. And now my opponent can't really do anything. He can't move his king to safety. His rook is pinned. His pawns can't move, so he just have to, I don't know, move his bishop, and then you grab his rook. So that's a nice little tactic which I missed. And what I did think is to go grab this pawn. It's a question mark because obviously I missed the tactic. And now my opponent defends this pawn. There's still this threat is still here, so this is because of the question mark. And now I made a huge mistake, and my opponent either didn't see it, or maybe someone came by, or maybe someone called, because after my next move, his time went down from 11 minutes to 0. I had the idea to give a check with my rook, exchange rooks, and then it's just game over for him. It's just finishing up with material up. So that's what I did. And maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he thought like, oh no, this is exchanging rooks, and it's just the end of the game. And maybe he just abandoned the game. I don't know. We'll never know, because obviously I don't know the person. Anyway, his time went down from 11 minutes to 0. Yeah, if you would have recaptured, I'm not sure whether I would have recaptured the knight or not. I only had like a 1.5 minute left, so I thought like I somehow need to get rid of these 2 pawns, and then I might be able to get a passer. But I obviously also thought like this rook is going to be very strong, taking this pawn out. Anyway, I wasn't quite sure what to do, and luckily for me, I think I probably would have lost, to be honest, because yeah, either exchange material and somehow see if I can get this pawn, but then he obviously just goes here, and I cannot stop this, and yeah, so I think I probably would have lost. Anyway, that was my first game, so with a bit of luck from my opponent, I won. Okay, on to the next game. By the way, the first game I played, regardless of the mistake, the blunder at the end, I played with 80.1 or 2% accuracy, which is, yeah, I'm still not too unhappy about. The first part until the rook blunder was all pretty good. So, next game. Also, oh, hang on, let me just grab it here. Also playing with black. I played with an 84% accuracy, my opponent 79, so both not too bad. So it starts the same, except for this part. Yeah, I obviously thought like he might start pushing the pawns like my last opponent, and I have to have an escape square for my bishop. So yeah, well, I want to prevent him from coming in. This wasn't too difficult for me to think because I didn't want to give up my bishop for double pawns. And I thought like if he recaptures, I'm going to capture him. I thought if he recaptures, I can just step here with my bishop and defend the knight, which is what I did. We both castle. He just retreated his attack. And yeah, I thought because he was moving his bishop here, so I knew he was going to move this pawn and bring a defender to this pawn because obviously it wasn't defended just now. So that's why I knew he was going to push. So I thought like prophylactically, let's move the bishop out of the way. And I wanted to reroute my knight to here anyway. So I also thought like, okay, let's do that. Computer isn't too happy about all these moves. He wanted me to pin the knight. Yeah, I thought let's trade, no worries. And I thought like, well, you can have my bishop if you really, really want, which he did. I obviously didn't want to get into any trouble. I could have obviously also captured with a queen, but then he'd bring out his pawn. I'd have to step out of the way, and he can take this pawn. I'd have an isolated pawn, possibly captured by the queen. I didn't want to have all that hassle, so I recaptured with the pawn. Yeah, so, and I obviously did see there's a square here, which I'm eyeing at with a check, but if he just steps away, my bishop would be pinned to my queen, so I didn't really want to go there. And this is not too bad of an idea, because if I capture this, he takes this pawn with a check. So I brought in another defender to that pawn. Take. And now this is obviously like a weak pawn, but because of the bishop didn't have an active square here at the moment, I just brought it back to defend. I did think he's gonna double up, so I was a bit worried for this pawn, but later on I thought like he can't do it because he needs to protect this square. Or push this pawn first and then bring your rook out. But I thought like let's get the knight out, the king out of the way. And then this was a bit tricky, and my opponent didn't do the right thing, I think, because I went here. Yeah, I did think about this, but now he could have just captured my rook. And either way, if I capture with the rook or with the queen, this pawn would lose a defender, and they could win a pawn. But they didn't see it. I think that's the mistake. Yeah, they could have won a pawn. This is the way. Yeah. I did see it, but I couldn't do anything about it, but my opponent didn't even see it, so that's grateful to the opponent. And now I thought like, okay, let's get rid of that one. So I'm not getting that tactic again. And now I thought like, let's get rid of this pawn. And this one is protected twice now. And I'm not sure what he was doing here. But I thought, let's get rid of the queen. And now I saw like, okay, these guys are in like in a pin. So I thought like if I bring my bishop here, I might be up for some nice tactics. And I obviously thought like he's gonna bring his rook here. defended by the bishop, but he didn't, for whatever reason. And now I grab the pawn, and yes, the queen can go here to defend the rook, but I'll win a rook, and then it's just a way of finishing up the game. So that was my second game. So 2 wins. So I'm on a pretty nice winning streak at the moment. Even though I'm not really too concerned with the points, I'm up to 1084 again. That's yeah, happy with. And I'm more happy that I play pretty well. Like most of my games are over 80% accuracy. I mean, I even know, not even sure if you can see this. Yes, you can see it. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in a row. 9 games that I didn't lose so far. That having said that, obviously this first game I probably shouldn't have won, but thanks to my opponent, I did. So there you go. Hang on. Anyway, so yeah, not sure what you're seeing now. You're seeing, okay. This looks a bit weird, but this is just OBS, the video system. So thanks for watching, and let me just, because this doesn't look very good, just go back here. Okay. Okay. Okay, the computer's doing weird things. Anyway, thank you very much for watching to this video. If you like these videos, in the right bottom corner, there's a red YouTube button. You can press on it to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to choose for the option that you want to be notified for any and all notifications. So you get a sign notification when a new video is there. And please consider giving this video a thumbs up if you do think it's good. And if you want, you can leave a comment. Tell me if I've missed some tactics, or that you whatever your thoughts are, to get some momentum for this channel. Okay, thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Press the wrong button. Bye.